Hi friends, in this video I will share some of my counseling or mentoring experiences with both students and parents. I've picked up certain experiences, so I thought it would add greater perspective for my viewers. So this was back in 2018, one of the schools in Vizag, Vishakhapatnam. So I was given an opportunity to talk to the 11th grade students, a good number of them, and the conversation is scheduled to be about 20 to 30 minutes of time, both the student and the parent. So it's a career conversation, career guidance, typically. Now this is how it started. This boy is from the 11th grade. He's an MEC, maths with commerce, or commerce with maths student. He's walking into my office along with his father. And the father is 6 foot tall, and the boy is also almost like to his father's height, 11th grade, boy. The father, while he was walking, father and the child, while they were walking into my office, the father was on the phone. He was on his phone talking to someone. As a gesture, as they were walking in, I stood up from my seat and welcomed them and offered them a seat. And the first question the father asked, the parent asked, how much experience do you have? And that was a big blow to me. I did not react, but rather responded and mentioned that, well, sir, I have over 20 years of experience. And that's what I claim the corporate work-life experience plus the career mentoring or counseling experience all put together. He gave another, kind of a surprise, staring look at me, since I didn't look that experienced, because it was not all of this gray hair. I was dyeing then. It was a clean shave. I was in denims and t-shirt. It was, kind of looking young, though I'm young even now. So I offered them a seat, and the father, he was still on phone. He was holding that person, right? And then next conversation was like, look, what's your name? Sir, my name is Ramakrishna. Okay, look, Ramakrishna, you're going to talk only about law or civil services, either of the options, as a career with my son, for my son, and rest all is trash for me. So looks like he came into the meeting, he came to the conversation that with a predetermined mindset that he wanted to explore only these two options, or he will not let his child explore any other things. That's how this whole thing started. Well, we were talking, rather instead of saying we were talking, he was talking. And he was talking about how he was preparing his son to appear for CLAT exam. If he doesn't clear CLAT, what is his plan B, and what are the colleges he's potentially looking at, and so on and so forth. Usually when a parent and child walks up to me, the ice breaking, I take, if it is a parent, it takes a little longer, 2 minutes or so. If it is a student, it's just 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. I break the ice and get them to the conversation. So there's a sync, the rapport I try and build. But in this case, since the parent was only talking, he's not letting me talk. It took over 5 minutes for me to break the ice with this parent. And remember, the conversation is supposed to be 20 to 30 minutes, short conversation. Now, he was talking, then I had to kind of, come out of that, listening mode and start talking. And then I've tried to involve the child into the conversation. He was kind of mum. He was not opening his mouth. This was going on for about 5.5 minutes. Then I've told, the parent, well, sir, I understand your preferences. Sure, we will talk about what you want me to talk, because that's the only way I can stop this parent. Now, after that, I have a repository of the child's personality assessment, the psychometric assessment, his academic preferences and his abilities and interests and all that. I have certain inputs already captured before the meeting itself. So I was trying to initiate the conversation from the personality standpoint and was trying to explain the parent why a personality is important, along with abilities and interests all put together, why they play a crucial role while making a career choice. Of course, the academic preferences or academic excellence and all that. So as I picked up certain points from the personality traits, from the personality assessment report, then this parent, believe me, he hung up the phone with the other person and he became curious. Then I realized this parent had no clue about these kind of assessments, but he was super clear or have got certain predetermined mindset on the career preferences. But don't forget, the child has not opened his mouth throughout. Okay. Now, as I started explaining, he picked up clues from that and he picked up the improvement areas or the development areas and he started blasting his son. Now, look, your counselor is also saying you need to improve this, and all. And it lasted for, about 5 more minutes. So, 10 to 12 minutes, it's all over. And then he said, okay, well, thank you, Ramakrishna, for that insight. Now, I have business to attend. My son will talk to you. And I had to take your leave. And I said, well, sir, it would have been great if you also be here, throughout the conversation. But, I respect your commitments. But thanks for coming in. That's all I said. And he left. Then I sent him off and came back in a minute. And then, me and the child, the student. And this boy opened his mouth and said, sir, I'm really sorry. I was kind of surprised. Why you're feeling sorry? I said, sir, I'm sorry because I couldn't open my mouth in that last, 12 to 15 minutes of time. Because if I open my mouth in front of my father, believe me, that would be my last day. I'm not kidding, my friends. This is exactly what the student has told me. And I said, no, okay, don't worry. We'll figure that out. You don't have to worry about it. You don't have to feel sorry. That's okay. I completely understand. Tell me, you have heard the conversation. Now, tell me what is that you want to do? What is that you want to become? And this boy, with a little hesitation, he picked up a piece of, it's not a piece of paper. It's an A4 paper folded. And then, sir, can you see this? Can you read this for me? Then I opened the paper and looked at it. He has written a beautiful article on one of the current affairs, one of the most relevant topics. He has written in, one full paper, a handwritten one. Then I said, yeah, it's a good, view you have expressed, in this sheet of piece of paper. I said, sir, this is what I would like to do. This is what I love to do. I like to write, I like to speak, I like literature. I want to specialize in English as a language and I want to, pursue literature as my career. Oh, wow, that's really nice. Because usually, students all say that, engineering, medicine, this, that and all, very, very few of them come across, with these kind of interests. Then I said, wonderful. Then why didn't you open your mouth, when we were talking to your father? Sir, I already told you. I can't open my mouth in front of my father because it's very dangerous. Then this is interesting. Now, the parent is pushing the child to pursue law or civil services as a career, but the child's heart is lying on literature. And he has certain experience. Then I asked him, what all did you write? He said, I've written this. I had a better understanding about, how to write, what to write, how much to write and all. Then I said, have you had any blog or do you write to your school magazine or anything of that sort? So no, sir, because, whatever I do, my father, if he gets to know, it becomes an issue. Then I said, this is very, a typical situation. Then I said, okay, let me see how we could, help with it. And I said, sir, don't worry. I will anyway have to obey my father's orders. and for the sake of my father, I will pursue law. I'm already appearing for CLAT coaching. I'm preparing well, though I don't like it because of my father, so I'm doing okay there. But given an opportunity, I want to do literature. I want to pursue literature. I want to write. I want to speak. All that he was talking about. So then I said, now this is a fix. Parent is pushing, imposing something on the child, but child's heart lies elsewhere. Then I said, what help can I do to you in order for you to continue to pursue your passion or your interest of literature? Then I said, sir, I really don't know. You give me a suggestion. Then I thought for a while and said that, okay, let me see what I can do for you. We will meet again, say about in 5 minutes. Then I said, I walked out of that room, making the child wait, and I walked up straight to the head of the department English of that school, and I've expressed what so happened. Sir, is there something that you could nurture this child? Then the head of the department of English told me, sir, I'm aware of the child's interest, and I am also aware of the parents preferences. Then, sir, can you do me a favor? Can you publish his latest article in the next school magazine? I don't know if it is a quarterly or half yearly or annually magazine, whatever. And can you make this article visible in the school notice board? I'm sure you will have some arrangement to encourage children about their interests and all. And I said, yeah, that's a good idea, and I will definitely make sure that I will make sure that this child gets the visibility to that extent. Okay, that's wonderful. Then I went back and conveyed the same to the student and said, you're going to meet your head of the department English, and he's going to let you see what it is. Okay. And I also advised him, how many people know that you actually write? And he said, my close friends, 4 or 5 people. And I said, are you on Facebook or on any social media? Why don't you start create a blog on your own and then start writing? Sir, who will see, who will follow me and all? No, don't worry about it. Just start. First, make it a target that in the next 1 month, you have 40 members, 40 students in your class, right? Make sure that all of them get to know that you write, and then they take a minute to read you whatever you write. And then the next level, your article, one of the articles which you're writing, will be published in the school magazine, part of the encouragement. So that way everybody gets to know. And plus, you could start your own blog. Nowadays starting a blog is not a big deal. And also, are you on Facebook? He said yes. Then maybe share it on Facebook. Get it to more friends, and I'll also like and share it to others. This is what I told. And this boy, believe me, my friends, he was super excited. He was super excited. He had a spark in his eyes after this conversation. And he said, sir, I'm sorry again because I couldn't open my mouth in front of my father. So, my dear, don't worry about it. And he took a promise from me at the end of the conversation. Sir, this conversation will be between you and me. It will not get to the third person. By chance, if it gets to the third person and reaches to my father, then I'm gone. So please promise me. Then I said, don't worry. Any conversation we make, it will be between you and me. Done. The boy was very happy. The parent was also made to be happy because the boy didn't have much of a choice. But at the same time, I made sure that the student's passion or interest is not subsided. He's not pressed. Rather, he was given an opportunity to encouragement. Right? So now this is how it ended the conversation. But the story is not over yet. Right? So I met the same boy 6 months later, for a follow-up conversation based on the school, how they arranged it. Now I checked with this boy, how is he doing? And he's glad he had took me to his school notice board. One of his latest article is again sticked in the school, showcase where everybody get to see it. and he started sharing. He didn't start a blog yet. He was a little skeptical, but he started sharing his writings on Facebook. He said, "Sir, I get these many likes, and then I'm so happy." And in fact, as he saw me in the school, though he was not given any slot yet, he walked up to me, rushing with a smiling, spark in his face. He said, "Sir, thank you very much. Do you remember me? We met last time." And I was so happy. I was so touched to see that spark. Now I don't really mind to what career this boy would make, whether he would become a lawyer or a civil services or a literature, for all that probability. But the point is, he was so happy. He was not crushed. He was not subsided. His ideas were not subsided. He was given an opportunity. So that gives him a lot of encouragement, a lot of faith, hope for what he wanted to do. Yes, as a good obeying child, he said that I'm going to follow my father's wish, because I don't have any other option. That's okay. That's a more deeper conversation that we have with the parent, right? So that's the end of this experience, my friends, and I'm sure you would draw some parallels. You would draw some ideas out of these conversations on what could have been done well, how the parent should react or respond, what should be the student's choice, and what should be the counselors or the mentors perspective. And I just wanted to share my experience overall. And I'll come back with more videos on similar experiences, and I'm sure that would add a larger perspective and value to my viewers, whether it is a student or a parent or a fellow counselor or a mentor. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.